All right, so this is episode 1. This is where we begin. I have never done this before. I don't know what I am doing, but I decided after extensive watching others' videos of their missions in becoming successful, working hard, and turning their lives into something. Part of that journey is coming here, starting these videos, and reaching out to the world. And so I'm not going to say like you guys yet, because everybody here is first watching me for the first time ever. And so I just want to say hello. My name is William Fandetti. I am a community college student. I go to Central Piedmont Community College, studying business management. There's a lot of cool stuff about me, but I'm not going to go into all those details because I'm not here to just like tell you who I am. I'm here to describe a little bit of why I'm here. As I said, I want to be super successful. I want to work hard and have the steps of my progress be not only here for me to see, but here for you guys to take part in. And so I kind of just wanted to explain my mission a little bit. And, you know, I've got inspirations, just like everybody has inspirations for their missions. I've got my boy Luffy here. He's just like one of my biggest inspirations. You guys can't really see it. I'll turn around. Part of my room, I use manifestations and inspirations. So I've got all of my anime characters that I love. They're up there. They're the boys. He's not anime character, but my girlfriend made that. She's pretty cool. But Goku, another one of my big inspirations. I'm pretty sure this can be shown. This is not my car anymore. It's my first car, but I got some awards. I got my calendar, which actually is from May, which is no longer May. I am not very organized with my calendar yet. My girlfriend, she's helping me with that. I've got Hot Wheels all over the wall because, as you can see from my setup, I play Forza, and as well as I'm just very interested in cars. I drew a Porsche there. I have my wall covered in wanted posters over there, but that's my living area. We don't need to go up in there. But yeah, I love positive affirmations for my future and just cool things that I'm interested in. I got my anime posters up here. I was watching a video, and this is a total sidetrack, and so I'll move on in a moment, but people were saying that anime is childish and it's for kids, and I understand that cartoons are, but I just think that anime is it's almost like money. It takes life, normal plain life, just like a normal plain TV show, and it gives it immense opportunity and so much more creativity and freedom of expression. So it's not per se that it's childish, it's that it's a sensory overload, and if you can process it in maybe a juvenile way, you can take lessons and stories and turn them into the purest of motivations. I mean, I would go as far as to say that there are cross connections in the Bible and One Piece, and obviously that's like a crazy thing. Like, the Bible is very different from One Piece. But the point that I'm making is that any form of fiction out there, you can take these strong connections away from them and apply it to your actual life. Like, I'm not going up against a tyrannistic government, and I'm not a pirate. My dad's not the head of a revolutionary army. But I personally connect with Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy, so much. He is my boy. And it's not for any reason other than the persona that he portrays. He's energetic, he's positive in the face of tyranny and evil, and he has a strong dream that he is willing to do anything to chase other than give up his morals. And that is, I think, a great starting point for what I wanted to talk about, because part of here, I have a notebook that I always do writing stuff in, and part of my thing was that I'm not really even sure what I want to do with this channel 100% yet. I just know that I'm supposed to come out here and share my story and share with you guys, and so part of what my notes here, they say YouTube plan is either I was going to do a marketing channel, because one thing that I want to establish is learning strong marketing skills and online sales and figuring out how I can use that to better develop my company, which is Scent Crafted BSNS. It's a super small, I wouldn't even say company. It's a small business where we buy high-end, nice designer and niche colognes. We repackage them into smaller decant samplers, and we resell them on an online e-commerce platform like Shopify. We advertise these through TikTok, Instagram, and other things. I'm trying out YouTube right now, but this isn't really for Scent Crafted. It's more to help you guys understand that that's the world I'm in. I'm a college student. I run a very small online business, and I market it through TikTok and Instagram. I run it with my little brothers who are in high school. Now, they use it as more of a side hobby. I'm using it as practice to develop my further career, because while I'm in college, I don't particularly want to use my degree. And the way things are lined up right now is I have not a lot of backing for that. I mean, I can say everything that I want, but end of the day, I need to get a lot done before I could actually ever dream of not using my degree, which is the plan. And I do not intend on using my degree, so stick around and hopefully you guys will see some cool progress from me. But anyways, that was the first part of my channel, is that it was going to be a marketing channel and that I would be helping people figure out how to market things, and so that I can learn to market my company well and learn to draw the specific type of viewers that I want to my specific type of content to help generate different types of sales and leads. And then eventually the goal would be that I would be able to teach that to other people. And so while I am not there yet, I am going to get there. That's beside the point. I go on a lot of tangents. That's why I'm creating these long format videos on YouTube as well. My second idea, going back to my original point of morals and philosophy, is that I would like to maybe just make this channel about general business philosophy and business morals. And as I go down this journey of doing literally as much as I possibly can to create this future for myself without giving up the morals that I've established for myself. And so like that is a super complex thing, and I'm going to make plenty of videos about it. Like I'm sure I'll make videos about balancing life and work, because while a lot of these things I'm not a master at, I am in the process of experiencing and learning, and I have had lots of success. And so I will be sharing this journey with you guys, and I'm hoping that you guys can also take some of that positivity from my experience, that this waterfall of greatness that I'm going to be creating in life, you can just go over and pick up a bucket and get underneath and gather that greatness and put it towards what you want, almost as an investment. I'm here to invest in you guys while investing in myself. And I feel like that's the best type of business. That's the best type of sale. That's the best type of motivation, is where it is mutually beneficial to all parties involved. And so part of that is I'm not here for me. I'm not here for you guys. I'm here for us. And I know that might sound a little crazy, like, oh, you're not here for us. I am. I'm just not 100% on anything, because I don't know. I'm kind of going on a tangent, but we'll move on. The main parts of my channel are that I want it to be morally in line with what I want, and as you guys just saw, that might come with some brutal honesty that I don't even fully understand yet. But and that's another part, is that I am here to make mistakes and to learn from those mistakes. I'm not going to hide what I'm thinking and saying just so that I have the luxury of having not thought and said it in the future. I mean, that like doesn't make sense to me, because then I had to have the opportunity to learn from it. So for example, if the day comes that I learn that I do really have to, when I make this account, I have to be there for you guys and you're my number one priority, and end of the day that is what's going to benefit me. Maybe that's the reality of the situation, and that in this specific little world that we're creating, my 100% to you guys is going to create what I'm looking for. And I mean, like, I'm super philosophical in my meaning that, like, nobody can put 100% into anything. Like, I can't put 100% into breathing, because I also have to focus on whether or not I am sitting properly or thinking accurately, not schizophrenic. And what I mean by this is that you can't put 100% into anything. And so I'm just shining light on the fact that I always get caught up on these little conundrums. And if you ever see me just going like, whatever, just ignore it, because my brain is doing some weird philosophical parametering of my thoughts in which I am going to probably ignore. But I'm going on super tangents, and I want to get back to my reasoning of why I'm here. And so I used to be a fairly and very at times poorly behaved child. When I was young, I had no direction. I have very bad dyslexia. Not very bad. People have it a lot worse than me, but I have decently bad dyslexia, and that has affected me in school my whole life. My confidence in school was inexistent, to say the least. I did not believe that I was capable of learning accurately. I did not think I was capable of learning efficiently, and I did not think that I was capable of being a smart person. And I've later come to learn that that is all a bunch of hogwash, thanks to a school system and individuals like John D. Rockefeller. And I'll make cool videos about that stuff too, because I'm a history buff. We'll go over like the history of the schooling system, just because it's set up in a way that just does not benefit people like me. And I mean that in the way of like, I view myself, I'm trying to be as humble as possible, but I feel as though I'm an innovator, I'm an inventor, I'm a creator. And in today's day and age where half of everything has been invented, it's like, where am I going to channel that energy? And so it's like, I'm going to invent new forms of thought. I'm going to channel that energy and innovate my own thinking and living, my own experiences for the betterment of myself and others. Like, that is such a cool thing. And the reason I'm here doing it with you guys is because I want to spread that to the whole world. And you're probably thinking right now, Will, what the hell does any of this have to do with creating a business or marketing or business management? And that is what this entire channel is going to be about. It's me helping people understand how philosophy or philosophical understanding is a major part of running any business, because it's essentially the root of all morals and decision making. The thought process, the logos, the experience itself, that is philosophy. And so if you can have a better understanding of that which you are trying to improve, then you're going to be better at improving it. What I mean by this is that, end of the day, a morally acquisite, if that's a word, a morally appropriate business is not only trying to better the life of the business, it's trying to create a business that is going to better life. And so when I create my fragrance company, my fragrance decant sampler, I'm not just trying to make myself money so that I can go and have more fragrances and understand how to create a business. I'm also doing this to help people afford cologne. If they have it in a smaller, more affordable bottle, much more people are going to be able to understand the beauty of colognes and the accent that it can give you in your life and in your outfits and in your occasions. And so the reason that I do that is not just for my self-benefit, but it's for the benefit of the world. That's why this money creation and exchange exists, is because we have different values to offer to each other, and that exchange is an economic system, that is an economy. And so to partake in the economy, you have to partake in examining other people's lives and addressing how you can partake in a positive exchange of value. And put in much simpler terms, the more you understand the market, the better you can behave in it. The more I understand you, the more I can communicate to you what I want you to hear. And that's a super simple comparison, in the sense that that which is understood better can be better interacted with, per se. And so when you're interacting with the world in the form of your business, You want to have as good of an understanding as possible that is also in line with your moral understandings of the world. And this process may at times question your own morals, and which is a moment that you have to decide, am I wrong or am I right? Is this worth fighting for? Is this worth dying over? And these kind of questions, they come to rise, and then you realize that the process itself, good or bad, is necessary in your own development as an individual. Because you as an individual creating a company have to be the best you possibly can be. And so if you're not actively striving to interact with the world in as positive and as not, I don't want to say efficient, but as useful of a way as possible, then you'll be doing that. Anyways, I'm losing track of my sight. I've been going into just basically discussing the morality of business, but that's just a portion of the pie. Another portion of the pie would be hard work. I mean, there's a lot of relentless hard work that goes into this. You know what I mean? Like when I was in high school and in middle school, not middle school, I'll say high school. When I was in high school, I wanted to work at a gas station and do nothing with my life but sit around and chill with my friends and whatever and like be free. And I was very nihilistic and very like surfer energy dude, like, oh, not a care in the world. And when I realized that that persona was setting me up to be anxious and unaware of the lack of control I had over my own life and scared and I felt weak. These are all things that were a byproduct of me wanting less from myself. And the moment that I then decided, hey, I want more. I want more from myself. I want more from life. I think I can do better. Because as you get older, you want things. You want a girlfriend. You want to be able to take that girlfriend on dates. You want to be able to do things that are fun. Because, you know, the day comes where you grow up and you want to do stuff and you can't. And you realize that absolutely nobody is going to come save you from it. You have to realize that, like, oh my gosh, I have to either take charge of this or settle for less. And I personally was like, oh, okay, there's no way that I'm settling for less when there are people out there who already have so much more than me. And so I took that moment of not settling for less and I put it on the burner and I let it boil and simmer a little bit in my belly. And that's when I realized, like, okay, I can take this so much farther than I ever thought I could. Why not take my skills that I had always looked down upon myself for and channel them into something positive? And that meant trying the totally unbeaten path, because I'm a unique person, and oftentimes the people who create the biggest things, they have to take the weirdest paths because the path most walked upon has the least value because everyone's already doing it. And so, you know what they say, the craziest people are always crazy until they do it, and then they're the greatest. And so I'm not saying become crazy. I'm saying take that vision for yourself that I want to do all the things that I want to do, and I want to do them exactly the way that I'd like to do them. Like, have that wild dream and live by that. And obviously you're going to get shut down sometimes, and sometimes you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can do more than this, and you're going to have to look past that. And like, there's things that are going to go south. But if you keep this relentless blind vision of your future, then you'll end up near it. Like if you're driving home and I tell you to try and find 7 red cars, you're going to find 7 red cars a lot faster than you would have if you hadn't been looking for them. And the point that I mean by that is that if you surround your vision and your thoughts and your manifestations and the idea that I'm going to accomplish this goal that is astonishingly impossible in my own mind, then you're going to start setting up your life in a way that is so much more in parallel with that vision. It might be a little like because, you know, it's life. Like, you can only do so much. But you're going to go from, like, shooting off into outer space to, like, all right, this is really doable. Like, I could do this for the rest of my life. And then you realize, like, okay, I have X amount of years left. So how much more in line can I make that? What if, like, okay, this was cool, but now I got, like, okay, maybe even a little bit better of an idea. And so now I have to take my life from this all the way past there to this so that I can, and obviously I'm just using my hands to make a comparison, but anyways, you understand what I'm saying. It's a matter of angling your idea of life to be in line with what you want. And when you can do that, you may not perfectly in line with it, because life's not perfect. Like, you know, you got bills to pay or whatever, you got depression to deal with, whatever, you got a gambling addiction to deal with, whatever, you're an alcoholic, whatever, work on it. But also in the meantime, create a vision of, like, where I would like to be, so that you can just have that thought in your head and you start to realize that, like, that life is already all around you and you just need to, like, touch into it. And so, I don't know, I don't want to go off forever, because I could talk forever and ever and ever, and I want to practice some drifting. Shout out to the Logitech wheel. Although my buddy Tristan, he got one and it's a piece of crap, and I told him to email Logitech and get a new one. Logitech, you'll never see this, but send him a new wheel, because literally I love mine so much and his sucked. But Forza wheeling, gonna go do some of that, because it's important to relax and have things that you enjoy just as much as this wheel motivates me to get a BMW every single day. Not to drive illegally on the roads, but to take it to a nice, safe track. All right, well, it was a pleasure talking to all of you guys. There is going to be so much more content that comes with us, but I thank you guys so much. I don't have any quirky routine yet or anything. I'm not going to, like, fist bump the camera or anything, but I will catch you guys soon. I can do this. This makes, you guys may not know this, but if you've ever seen the corny anime guys do this, it actually makes the shape of a heart. I don't know if you ever knew that or not. I learned that like a year ago, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I'll see you guys later.